Hi guys, it's Cerys and welcome to my first uni video of this year. Now it's summer, I thought it was finally time to bring out these videos. So if you're new here and don't really know me, I am going to be a second year in university come September. So just finished my first year of uni. I stayed in halls and I lived about 2.5 to 3 hours away. Before I went to uni, I don't know how many times I went onto YouTube, googled what freshers would be like, googled what halls would be like, what to bring, all types of things. So I thought I would do my own videos now that I have experience. So yeah, today is going to be the pros and cons about living in halls. Overall, I absolutely loved it and you'll see throughout this video why. I did vlog when I first met my flatmates, so I'll leave the link to that down below, and all throughout the year I've done videos what I eat in a day, so I have vlogged living in halls, but yeah, all those will just be scattered around on my channel. Anyway, enough talking, so let's get into the video. Okay, so I'm going to start off with the cons because in my opinion it's what's most interesting. So the very first one is kind of obvious, but you don't realise how much effort it takes until you actually get to uni, and that is having to make your dinner every night but also having to get all of your food shopping during the week. Personally, I make my dinners every night at home anyway. Since I turned vegan, I've always done it, so for me that wasn't that much of a hassle, but bear in mind you do share a kitchen, usually between 4 and 10 people. I shared with 6 other people, there were 7 of us in total, trying to find room on the stove or in the oven. It wasn't the best place to cook, that's easy enough to get past, but just think, having to do a full week's worth of shopping without a car. Oh my god. So my halls was just around the corner from the city centre, so every time we would just walk down to Tesco. I'd say it was about a 10-minute walk, I don't think it was more than that. The thing was, you would have to carry it uphill, so my arms would be aching, everyone's arms would be aching. You'd have to carry it up the stairs and we would all be walking past our rooms to the kitchen with our arms like this, absolutely aching. One tip I would give is to try and get the bulk of it done online. Me and a few other flatmates used to all make one online order, we'd get it delivered and we'd all just send the money back to whoever paid for it, and that would be really handy. So on the same lines of that now comes doing your clothes washing. We were lucky and we did have a washing facility downstairs, but the annoying thing with that is, 1, it was expensive to do your washing, and 2, I'm not even joking, it took hours, like it took up a fair amount of your day. You'd have to go downstairs with your detergent, with your washing and with your card. We had little wash cards in our building and I know most unis have that as well. So you'd have to come downstairs, find a free washing machine. Sometimes there was none, it just depended on the day. Put your stuff in there and then that would usually take 30 minutes, I think, 35 minutes. But our washing machines were so dodgy. You could put it in for 35 minutes and it would stay in for like 45 minutes, or sometimes it would be less. So our timers were never accurate. It was so weird. Hopefully that's not the same situation in your uni. So anyway, you would come back down when your timer goes off, and then if you were going to transfer it into the dryer, you would then transfer it into a dryer, which again was 45 minutes, and then you would go upstairs. So in total, including the amount of time it took to come downstairs and up each time, it would take a while. And something which was so annoying is forgetting things like detergent and your card. I cannot tell you how many times I went downstairs and I was like, for God's sake, I forgot my card. So the next one I've got now is RAs, and these might apply to different universities. I know one of my friends didn't even see them, but in our flat they were always there. So RAs are usually 2nd or 3rd years who work as staff at the uni. Not sure if they stand for room assistant or what. I had to make a joke out of it in the end because they would always go, RA! And they would always have that same tone as well, the RA! If any of my flatmates are watching this, they'll understand. We used to make that joke as well. We used to like knock on each other's door and like pretend to be RAs, as sad as that is. Not gonna lie, that is one thing I will miss about uni, but they would just come at the most inconvenient times. They would come when you're watching TV, when you're eating your food. If you're in your bedroom and you're having a shower, they'll be like, oh sorry, I just need to put this sticker up, or we need to change your shower head. But the same thing with the cleaner, they would always be like, cleaner, or maintenance, and it would just be like, at the end of the day, you've got to be grateful for these people, but especially the RAs. I mean, some of them were just rude as well. But then again, some people were great, like our security guard, Donna, absolutely amazing, love her. And she always invited herself up to our pre-drinks. She said we were noisy, but I swear she always just wanted to join in because she used to stay there for like 25 minutes. Another thing is that some food can go missing. In our flat, it wasn't a huge deal. I know there was one outburst and my flatmate Holly, she had lost a pepper, I'm pretty sure, and she was proper ranting about it on the group chat, and I was like, shit, because I was the only other person who ate fresh peppers at the time, and I was like, I haven't had your pepper. So anyway, there was this big thing going on at the group chat. I think everyone was back at the flat and I was at uni, so I was like thinking, she better not steal my peppers. And anyway, like half an hour later, a new message on the group chat, found my pepper. So things can get tense at uni, and there were definitely, like I said, funny moments to look back on. Another one which I find so funny is that my ketchup went missing. And well, actually it didn't go missing, I just noticed it kept going down so much, and I rarely even used to eat oven food. So I was like, where the hell is all of my ketchup going? And then the one night, I think all of my flat, well, some of my flat was having pre-drinks. I wasn't involved. I think I had uni the next day. So I was just having a quiet night that night, and then I get sent a Snapchat being like, Tori used your ketchup. I screenshotted it, and still no one knows to that day who sent me that screenshot, but it's a secret with me. One thing though my friend did tell me from another uni is that her and her flat were not close at all, and every morning she used to wake up, make herself like a British tea, one of those tea bags, and milk in it. She woke up the one morning, boiled the kettle, put the tea bag in, went to get the milk out, and there was like the tiniest little bit of milk left, and she had like half a thing before, so someone had used it all up, and she was absolutely furious, especially considering her and her flatmates weren't close. So yeah, that is definitely something that you can expect at uni. My best advice with that would just be to either label your things, I know she did after that, but if you're close with your flatmates, you shouldn't really have that problem anyway. But the next con is not really a con, it's more funnier, but they're not the type of things that would happen at home, and it's food going off and just getting to a state where it's like, is that even food? So I know we had one loaf of bread in the flat. I'm pretty sure it came from an online order, and it got put in our communal cupboard. So it was just a cupboard. If no one wanted anything, it just went in there. Either way, no one used it because no one knew whose it was. And oh my god, the whole thing went green and mouldy. And I think when we found it, it had to be at least like a month out of date. I remember the one day I went to get my pasta sauce out, I opened it up and I was actually repulsed. I thought someone had played a joke on me and put that cheap plastic ham at the top of my pasta sauce. So I was about to go sick, and I was just like, oh my god, I was shouting, I was like, ew, what is this? And then I looked closely and I was like, that is not a piece of ham. That is the texture and the mould that my sauce has made. So you've got to be prepared for things like that because they are most certainly going to happen. And at the end of the day, they are quite funny. And then the last con was probably the only major con, and that would just be the state the flat would get in. Our lounge, kitchen area, it was just one big room, was the worst. After we had pre-drinks, that was the worst. Everything would be sticky on the table, especially if you had a 9 AM lecture and you had to eat breakfast on that. Your feet would be sticking to the floor. I can't even tell you the amount of times I walked in there in Converse with the rubber soles and I would just be sticking to everything. It was horrible. And of course, along with that, it wasn't just pre-drinks. Our bins would stink. There was 7 of us sharing 2 regular bins and 1 recycling bin. So, I mean, the amount they'd filled up was unbelievable. No one would want to take them out. I'm not gonna lie, I barely took mine out. Props to Ollie. Ollie, if you are watching this video, I think the whole flat would say thank you on your behalf. You would definitely be the one going around cleaning all the worktops with a scourer if it was like a week till the cleaner would come. And also the one on the group chat messaging being like, will anyone take the bins out with me? And then at that point you just be like, I'm asleep. Oh, I had so much fun at uni, and just reminiscing on this is so much fun. Anyway, now on to the pros. So the first pro is that it is so easy to make friends in halls. everyone is in the same boat, everyone wants to make friends. Most people travel from all different parts of the UK, and you get to make friends with people who you usually would have never even spoke to. There was me and my flatmate Harry. We literally live like 10-15 minutes apart, never even heard of each other, and we went to like the rival kind of high schools. And who would have known we would be living in the same flat, going to the same university 2.5 hours away. With my flatmates especially, we spent so much time together, got to know each other so well, and definitely got friends for life. We also did so many fun things together as well. I've written it down on my phone. Every time it was someone's birthday, we bought them a gift voucher for the big shopping centre, so that was always fun, always something to look forward to, and we would always celebrate everyone's birthday as well, whether it be a meal or the cinema. Also Christmas Day, we all made a massive Christmas meal. That was absolutely lovely as well, and I just never found myself bored or with nothing to do at uni as well. Like, a few of us would watch films and TV series even together. We watched Bates Motel, literally up until like the second to last episode, and Harry just backed out of it, and he was delaying it because of his exams. No, but there really always was something to do. Even the one time Rach and I went to the charity shop, we bought a Cluedo game, and we were all just sat around the lounge playing Cluedo. Another great thing about halls, separate to flatmates, would be your independence. Like I said before, there are some cons about having independence. You haven't got anyone watching what time you come in, or just anything after a night out as well. I mean, that was great, and that was one thing about having great flatmates as well who you were close to. We would always come in with each other from a night out. Most of the time it would be us all, especially in the first semester. But then as it got more spread out, I mean, people would be coming home even on their own. But I do have this one photo of Ollie, I have to share. It was so funny. It was just one of those nights we were all drunk after a night out, just sat in the lounge, and Ollie just like passed out on the floor. He was just lying on the kitchen floor, and we were like, where's Ollie? And we turned around and we were like, oh. Also, in my opinion, the events are much bigger and much better. Halloween is celebrated so much as well. Everyone, and I mean everyone, every single flatmate in our flat went all out for Halloween. That was such a good one. And then you've got freshers, where everyone is going out every night. I did actually have a really big induction week when I was often wanted at like 9 AM every morning, so I really had to push through freshers, but it was so good looking back on it. And then another one, which is more personal, not really about flatmates, is that you grow so much as a person. Mentally you become independent and you socialize more because you are thrown into that situation where you have to socialize. But at the same time, I have found with myself, I've definitely gained a lot more patience. There have been some situations where I've had to like bite my tongue, and there have also been more physical ways where I've grown as a person. Like I said before, the pasta sauce, I'm never ever gonna put that in the cupboard again. One time I put a tin in the microwave. I said that was one time. I had to do that at least 3 times. And I didn't even know you couldn't do that. I mean, that sounds so bad saying that on camera. But yeah, like 3 times the kitchen microwave was lit up orange inside because I put a tin in. So you do grow a lot in many different aspects, and I feel like I've grown so much in 1 year as well. That is everything for this video. Like I said, I have had a wonderful experience with halls. If you have the opportunity, definitely go for it. I don't think you would regret it. And like I said, I have grown so much, I've made so many friends, and I have just had the best time. Like, even reminiscing on these thoughts, I'm smiling, I'm laughing, and yeah, I couldn't recommend it enough. So I think this has been a very long-winded video now, so thank you guys so much for watching. Please do give this video a thumbs up if you have enjoyed, and feel free to leave comments down below, especially if you've got any uni video requests and you'd like me to do them. Yeah, leave them down below. And apart from that, have a nice day or night wherever you are, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye guys.